Listen to this. Pacquiao's Thrilla in Manila 2 50th anniversary boxing event is a tribute and not an insult. Early this morning, someone sent me an article by respected veteran journalist Sir Ding Marcelo published on Spin.ph. The piece argued that Manny Pacquiao's Thrilla in Manila 2 was an insult to Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and boxing history. A suggestion was even made to rename the event Trip to Jerusalem, a mocking play on words targeting our current world champion, Melvin Jerusalem. So my immediate reaction to the one that sent me this was, don't be surprised. Not everyone will see things the same way or appreciate the efforts behind project like this. People have their perspectives, and the reality is we must live with this type of things. Well, such criticism may sting for those working tirelessly to make this event happen, blow by blow management. I remain a firm believer in freedom of speech. So I respect journalists who have the courage to voice their thoughts and opinions, even if those opinions cut against popular sentiments or maybe risk offending powerful figures. But here's where I draw the line. I disagree vehemently with the notion that Thrilla in Manila 2 is an insult. And I find the mockery of Melvin Jerusalem through the Trip of Jerusalem remark not only unnecessary but insulting to the one of only two reigning Filipino world champion today. That jab could have been avoided. Now, this response is not an attack of Sir Ding Marcelo, whose decades of word is acknowledged. He's one of my idols. This is a rebuttal to the rhetoric. And while I could have written this down, I believe today's audience resonate more with videos and conversation. Still, though, there'll be a written version of this content on my website, powcast.net, because while written word is fading in mainstream appeal, I still believe it still carries values. Now, some will accuse me of chasing clout. I know other from the mainstream circles might not like me, and that's fine. I've grown comfortable with that, and I know in the back of their minds they probably still appreciate a rebellious, independent voice like this. After all, me and many of them were once the same way. Actually, a veteran journalist once told me that being slapped with a libel case was almost like a badge of honor in this profession. And perhaps that's right because I've been slapped with a couple of them already. Anyway, again, I respect everyone. I'm just doing my opinion, my freedom of speech here, so anyone can respond. Now, let's just get to the heart of this. Now, the original Thrilla in Manila was in 1975, and that one will never be replicated. Nothing today can equal the magnitude of Ali versus Frazier. Not even Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, or Deontay Wilder, even if they're the one headlining this event. So I don't think there's anything that can match that event. It's a different time, it's a different circumstances, and Don King, with his global clout back then, staged that fight and monetize it in ways promoters today's simply cannot. Now, Pacquiao, despite his stature, does not operate the same business climate that is the reality of boxing today. But does this mean that Pacquiao's attempt to honor 50th anniversary of the Ali Fraser an insult? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That event is probably, of course, one of the best boxing event ever. But at worst, no, if you're not satisfied with the event, you could say that it's not enough. But to call it an insult is an unfair. Now, this October 29 at the Araneta Coliseum, fans will witness free event featuring world title defense from Melvin Jerusalem and a stack card showcasing brightest young Filipino stars. Now, unlike in 1975, I think we have Rolando Navarrete and one other Filipino as the local attraction. Rolando Navarrete even came up short on that one. Now, this commemorative event will highlight the future of Philippine boxing. Now, Pacquiao's blow by blow has consistently staged event without selling tickets, FYI. Just for your information. Now, so making this a genuine tribute and a gift to boxing fans locally. So this is not a cash grab or not a marketing ploy. I mean, to even have um, Carlames Wonderboy Martin, Weljan Mindoro, Marlon Tapales, and other young stars and emerging boxing stars, that's not easy. That's not easy. I mean, not even a single boxing promotion can do that in the Philippines, only Manny Pacquiao. And here's something that cannot be argued or ignored. Even Muhammad Ali's own grandson will be present. And not only that, he'll be competing in this event. So if Ali's family themselves sees this as a gesture worth honoring, should that account for something? Just think about this. Now, again, it's a different story back then, you know, and this is not a monetizable event. Now, also, to mock Jerusalem by reducing him to a pun, frankly, it's frankly beneath the conversation. He is one of our current champions, carrying the Philippine flag in the world stage. I think he deserved recognition, not ridicule. Perhaps what's needed is not a trip to Jerusalem, Sir Ding, but a trip to a boxing gym or a boxing arena today to see how the sport has evolved and who carries the torch today. Because that's Melvin Jerusalem. To ask Jerusalem who, maybe you need to update yourself, sir, on the current boxing landscape. Now, we must also acknowledge that eras has changed. And I remember Sir Ding Marcelo in one of his article, he argued that Kaloy Saga would dominate today's game and should be considered as the conversation of one of the GOAT. But for today's game, at 6'3" center, he's undersized. Times evolves. And so does the standard of the game. That doesn't erase Loisaga's greatness, but, we have to frame it in its era. The same applies to Ali and Frazier and the boxing events. Now, their fight will forever be untouchable, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate through modern lens. This Thrilla in Manila too isn't about trying to outdo history. It's about remembering the boxing event. It's about reminding Filipinos of that legendary night, rekindling the passion for boxing, and hopefully inspiring the new generation of boxing fans or boxer. If we truly care about keeping the sport alive, especially in this country, we should see this for what it is. It's a tribute, not a threat, not an insult. This is the best that we can do today. Boxing in the Philippines has survived. Well, it has flourished for some times thanks to Ali Fraser, thanks to Pancho Villa, Flash Elorde, Navarrete, Espinosa, Peñalosa, Donaire, and of course, Manny Pacquiao. And of course, thanks to journalists like yourselves, the modern bloggers who keep telling the stories that mattered, even those that are not supposed to be told. But yeah, we are all part of the same ecosystem, and I think we're all doing our part to keep the flame of boxing alive. So when I say that Thrilla in Manila 2 is a tribute and not an insult, I think I think it is rightfully so. it is the best that we can do today. I mean, this is one of the reason why Pacquiao has never fought or fight in the Philippines recently, because I mean it's just the business on the camera side is not there. So I think what we should do is appreciate this project, appreciate this event. This is the biggest among all of the other boxing events that had happened in decades. While it doesn't match the original Thrilla in Manila. Again, I wish that there would have been a heavyweight. It's still um, a great effort and a tribute to remember. So, my parting words to my millions of followers and fans: if you don't appreciate the effort to celebrate Thrilla in Manila, that's fine. Maybe you're just a hater, and that's okay too. But at least don't miss the chance to witness history again, maybe in a different form. So let me invite you anyway on October 29 at the Araneta Coliseum. Join us. It's going to be free. Yes, for free. Let's celebrate Thrilla in Manila 50th anniversary, and let's us remember and honor the legacy that made Philippine boxing to what it is today. So whether you're agreeing with me or against me, it's fine. But let me know in the comment section what could have been done differently, or if you think this is an insult, a celebration, a tribute. But lastly, I just wanted to say all wholeheartedly thanks to Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he's the only one staging world championship events in the country. Without him, man, I don't even know if we're gonna remember or we're gonna be able to celebrate. So this is a good effort for Manny Pacquiao and his team, the Blow by Blow team, and anyone behind this project. Skip it up. Haters will be haters. Critics will be critics. At the end of the day, we just have to do our thing, and we have to thank them. Same way I thank my haters and my critics. Thank you guys, and Sir Ding, I appreciate the article. Nothing against you. I just have to speak out my mind, and I'm sure you appreciate that. Thank you very much, Sir Ding.